Hello and happy Thursday, everybody. I'm back with you this morning to share another one of my easy and friendly, super yummy recipes. But before we get started, for those of you who are new to my community and aren't familiar with who I am yet, my name is Jessica Melnick. I am a registered holistic nutritionist, the founder of the Anti Arthritis Method, the host of the Happy Joints Arthritis Solutions Group, and I help both women and men with various forms of arthritis get back to living life the way they choose to, not the way that they have to. So today I'm going to be sharing with you a super yummy, family friendly, a potluck winning Asian salad. So this is a salad that you can make with or without protein, depending on if you want to make it as a side dish or if you want to make it as a meal. So if you would like to make it as a meal, I'd suggest using some cooked chicken, maybe that's left over, either cubed or shredded. Shrimp would also be really nice in this salad as well. Easy just to pan fry up some shrimp and add it right in. So those are just two suggestions there to make this a full meal. But what I wanted to talk to you guys today in terms of the ingredients in the recipes, it's going to be one item that is going to be probably not familiar to a lot of you. I know it wasn't familiar to me a few years ago, but it's really come in handy with my cooking, and it's such a great alternative. So, the first thing we're going to talk about today is coconut aminos. So, this salad has a super flavorful, yummy dressing. Oh my goodness. It is so yummy. I make extra just so I can continue to make this salad throughout the week and just have extras as well. I'm sure you could put it on other things besides the salad, but it's really versatile, really delicious. And one of the ingredients in this salad dressing is coconut aminos. So some of you are probably like, coconut what? And yes, I totally didn't even know what these were up until a few years ago. So this is something that is a soy sauce replacement or alternative. And what coconut aminos are is they're actually like a fermented coconut sap from the coconut blossom mixed with sea salt and fermented. So it tastes just like soy sauce, but less salty. And it is a much healthier alternative than soy sauce. And it's something that I use with my clients and I use in my own cooking because soy can be a really common allergen for a lot of people or a food sensitivity for a lot of people, especially if you suffer from any inflammatory condition like arthritis or an autoimmune condition. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about why you might want to avoid soy and soy sauce because it's got a lot of really icky things in it that are really inflammatory. So, soy sauce and soy in general is the most common phytoestrogen in the Western diet. And a phytoestrogen is something that mimics biological estrogen, and it's associated with hormonal cancers, diseases, and fertility disruptions. And over 90% of soy in the US is actually genetically modified. And soy sauce usually contains gluten, which most people don't realize. And as you know, if you have an inflammatory condition like arthritis or another autoimmune condition, you need to be avoiding gluten in order to feel your best. And also, most soy sauce sold in the US is made of a synthetic fermentation process called acid hydrolyzation in order to lengthen the product's shelf life. So I'm sure you guys know that it can be on the shelf for a very long time. And it often contains MSG or monosodium glutamate, which is a food additive that can cause radical hormone fluctuations, brain damage, impaired learning, and even retinal damage. So I know MSG is in a lot of packaged foods. It's a flavor enhancer that's on the salty side. So it is very tasty, but it also can cause a lot of harm in the body. And in addition to that, soy sauce is loaded with a ton of sodium and it contains about 300 milligrams per teaspoon. So that is pretty intense. It's pretty incredible to get 300 milligrams of salt per teaspoon. So, coconut amino is going to have about, oh gosh, like 45 maybe compared to the 300. So much, much less. You can always add extra sea salt to your food if it's not salty enough. There's nothing wrong with consuming a good quality salt, like a good quality sea salt or Himalayan salt. There's actually minerals in that salt that are good for us. We want to avoid that iodized table salt and other forms of refined salt. So stick to your good quality sea salt and you are going to be much better off. So again, coconut aminos sounds super weird, but it tastes like soy sauce, just less salty. Actually is way more healthy for you than soy sauce. If you have an inflammatory condition, you should be avoiding regular soy sauce as, like I said, I just went over all these icky things that it has in it. Really inflammatory, very unhealthy. So let's talk about olive oil. Now, this is also a main component to this super yummy dressing. And because I talked in depth about the benefits of different cabbages last week with the slaw recipe that I shared with you guys, I'm not going to go into that today. So you can go back to the YouTube channel or in the group and you can check out that video that's in there with the slaw recipe if you want to learn more about cabbage and the benefits of cabbage. So today we're going to talk about olive oil. Olive oil has so many health benefits. I'm sure that you've heard of this, but I'm going to go into detail about some of the benefits specifically. So one of the things that olive oil can do is it can protect our heart. So a lot of studies have found that a high MUFA diet, so MUFAs are monounsaturated fatty acids. In the case of olive oil, it is a monounsaturated fatty acid. And diets high in MUFAs help lower our bad cholesterol. They help raise our good cholesterol, and they also lower our triglycerides better than a lower fat, higher carb diet does. So we don't actually need to eat a low fat diet. We just need to eat the right fats, and olive oil is one of those amazingly healthy, good fats for us. It also has powerful antioxidants known as polyphenols in it, and it is considered an anti-inflammatory food and a heart protector. So extra virgin olive oil is a superfood, so you want to have that in your diet. But also to mention, you don't want to cook with it. It has a fairly low smoke point. You're going to want to keep it in terms of using it for after cooking, garnishing, if you want to drizzle it, like let's say on top of your vegetables, or use it as a salad dressing. And extra virgin olive oil helps reverse inflammatory reactions along with age and disease-related changes to the heart and blood vessels. And research shows that it is beneficial for lowering high blood pressure because it makes nitric oxide more bioavailable, which keeps arteries dilated and clear. So that's pretty unbelievable. It also helps fight cancer because olives and olive oil contain high levels of antioxidants, such as polyphenols, like I had mentioned. And polyphenols are believed to reduce morbidity and or slow the development of cardiovascular and neurodegenerative diseases as well as cancer. So it not only does it protect your heart, but it also protects your nervous system as well. And olives, especially those that have not been subjected to high heat processes. So when you're looking for a good olive oil, you want to get extra virgin olive oil that is organic and has been preferably cold pressed, not chemically expelled, because we don't want chemicals in our olive oil. All right. So the olives and olive oil are full of antioxidants, and they also provide you with the compounds that positively affect the immune system. Again, along with anti-cancer agents. So wonderful for the entire body and all of its systems all around. Olive oil can also help aid in weight loss and prevent obesity. So it seems that it is capable of contributing to healthy insulin sensitivity and reducing excess insulin, which is a hormone that controls our blood sugar levels and can make us gain weight if it is out of control. And fats themselves are satiating and help reduce our hunger, our cravings, and overeating. So this is why low-fat diets do not work for long-term sustainable weight loss. And researchers from a study also found that adults following a higher fat, low carb diet lost more weight than individuals randomized to low fat diets. So, again, guys, we need our healthy fats. There were no differences in blood pressure levels between the two groups, but triglyceride and high density lipoprotein cholesterol values changed more favorably in individuals assigned to the diets higher in fat. So, again, good quality fats. And high density lipoproteins are a dangerous cholesterol particle that can contribute to atherosclerosis and heart disease. So we want to reduce those. There's also low density lipoproteins that we can have in our blood, but they are much, much less dangerous and less likely to cause injuries to our arteries. And olive oil also supports our brain health. Our brain is largely made up of fatty acids, and we do require a moderately high level on a daily basis to perform our brain tasks. Our brain needs fat for fuel, and it needs it to also regulate our moods and for us to be able to think clearly. And so it makes sense then that olive oil is considered a brain food that can improve our memory and our focus. So low fat diets are also terrible for our brain. And olive oil may help fight age related cognitive decline by defending against free radicals. So, again, amazing for our brain, amazing to prevent cancer. And also, it is great for our mood. Olive oil is thought to have hormone balancing anti inflammatory effects that can prevent neurotransmitter dysfunction. And it may also defend against depression and anxiety. And mood or cognitive disorders can occur when the brain doesn't get a sufficient amount of happy hormones like serotonin and dopamine. And these are really important chemical messengers that are necessary for our mood regulation, getting a good sleep, and for thought processing. And one study found that higher MUFA intake had an inverse relationship with depression risk, meaning that more MUFAs equals less depression. And at the same time, trans fat intake and depression risk had a linear relationship, showing that higher trans fat consumption and lower PUFA and MUFA intake could increase the chances of battling mood disorders and treating depression. So basically, what that means is polyunsaturated fat intake and monounsaturated fat intake, in the case of olive oil is a perfect example, can actually decrease depression, and by consuming bad fats like trans fats can actually increase risk of depression. So just something to keep in mind. Again, olive oil is this amazing superfood, and it is very prominent in this recipe. And I just hope you guys give it a try. It's super yummy. I call it my favorite potluck Asian salad because everybody who I know who has tried it just absolutely loves it and asks me for the recipe. So I'm going to post the recipe below this post, and also on my YouTube channel in the description of this video, so you can access that really easily. And if you have any other questions about what I've talked about today, then be sure to comment below, and I will see you guys again next week with another recipe. Awesome. You guys take care, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.